Crypto billionaire 69 back with another in-depth technical analysis video. Let's get straight into the charts, my friends. We are going over Dogelon Mars today, so let's get into it. We are currently down almost 3.6%, 3.57% down currently. Let's go ahead and pull a Bitcoin so we can see if it is following the pattern. We are down 1.85% on Bitcoin. We're going to head over to these candlestick charts. And here we go. So yeah, this is foreseen. We have talked about this in the past, saying that Bitcoin is most likely going to head back down and retest these upward trend lines, these higher lows, before moving higher. Okay, now depending on if it breaks below or bounces off is what this will do. If this will go up and down depends on if we get rejected around these $22,000 levels or so. Alright, on Bitcoin. Now, Dogelon Mars, we're strictly looking at Dogelon Mars. It's completely fine. However, just remember that most cryptos are pegged off of the big boys right now, off of Bitcoin, Ethereum. So, most cryptos are looking pretty similar to the charts of those that are bigger. So, this is a upward trend line, as we can clearly see, making higher lows. One here, boom. One here, boom. And one more right here. What does this indicate? It indicates that buyers are averaging in at a higher price, which means at one time buyers thought this was a discount, so they bought it up. Again, buyers thought this was a discount, so they bought it up. Again, buyers thought this was a discount, so they bought it up. Now, what we want to see is another low here get put in that's higher following this upward trend line. It would be bullish. However, it might not be likely, because if Bitcoin continues to go down and retest here, no doubt we're going to break through this bottom trend line and possibly come back down to these 2755 levels. Let me blow this up for you guys so you can really see what's going on here. Alrighty, there we go. Much better, much better. So these 2755 levels are very, very important, because this is pretty much what we saw. A little 50% retracement. If we pull out our Fibonacci tool, was probably even more than that, and we go to from the all-time low of this move to the all-time high of this move, we can see it came down to the 0.786 level here. Okay, now that's extremely important. It is following very, very clearly, so we want to watch this level here, 3340, for another bounce higher. Okay, and that if it is to make a higher low, right here is where we should be watching it to do so. Now, however, if it breaks through that, then we want to watch this 3 level. And if Bitcoin continues to fall, Dogelon Mars will most likely come back down to these 27s and try and catch some support around here. Okay, now these prices are insane right now. Okay, it is very, very insane. We are in a cycle right now. You understand how this works. So if we go to something that has more history, now Dogelon Mars, this is where the history ends, May 30th, 2021, okay, or begins. With Bitcoin, you can go back much farther. You can go back way much farther. So this is 2018, all right? There's just cycles in these markets. It goes up, and then it stays in a lull for a little bit. And we saw a major cycle here. Went up, stayed in a lull, went up, and now it's coming back down. Look how low we are right now. Really take advantage of this opportunity here. I remember, okay, and you guys probably remember this as well, whenever we were back here, okay, and even back here, everyone thought the same thing as what they're thinking now. Oh my gosh, crypto is a scam. Crypto's over. I should have listened to the media that says don't get in. A lot of media now are switching their sentiment to more positivity around the crypto markets, and I don't know how to feel about that yet. However, if we remember back into these days, back when Ethereum was around that $1,700 level. I remember I was watching it around, we'll see, it was around this level here, around these 17s. I remember looking at it, I was like, wait a second, this is like super low right now. This is pretty low. And then what happened? It went up. So everyone's thinking the same thing right now. This is really low, very low. Now, a lot of people think it's going to continue to go down. A lot of people think it's going to go back up. Now, it doesn't matter in the short term. What matters is, what do you guys think Dogelon Mars will do in the next 2 years, for example? A longer time horizon. Expand that baby. If you think Dogelon Mars will continue to move higher, then right now would be a wise time to invest. That's what I'm doing. Investing slowly, dripping my profits in. Now, the 1/4 rule still applies. If you see confirmation, then getting in on that confirmation to mitigate risk and maximize profit is very important. It's same thing with getting out. Getting out as we spike on confirmation is very important too. Now, if you don't know how to get in or get out, go ahead, check the Patreon out. The link's in the description, because I help you with real-time buy and sell alerts on when I am getting in, when I am getting out, and market updates, so it teaches you what to look for in these charts. We are in a very, very low point right now, staggering with low volume, making higher lows. Doesn't really matter, okay? The volume's not here. As soon as we start seeing spikes in volume again, it's going to continue to move higher. Right now, the sellers are gone, okay? Most of the sellers are holding for most of the people in this coin are probably holding for a minor loss, except for the big boys that got in way back here, that are pretty much beating themselves up for not taking profits up here, okay? Or they're really a believer and they're adding more, okay? If they're adding more, that's very, very good. Either way, the point is, like, this is at a very low point right now. It can always drop more, but it's much harder for it to drop than for it to spike whenever the overall market starts to spike again. So, to put it real plain and simple, if you believe the overall market will spike within the next 3 months, then investing now is a very wise decision, okay? Now, for me personally, I do not know if it will spike within the next 3 months. Within the next year, I am confident that we will move higher in the overall markets, because we are seeing extremely, extremely low prices. Now, it's not low, okay, but in accordance to the chart, it is a nice time to get in, just based on simple technical analysis and emotional analysis. The stars are aligning, okay? Along with the economic analysis, like what's going on in our economy right now. Everything is lining up. Now, it might take a little bit more time, but it's best to average in over a longer period of time than to wait and then average in your full portfolio at one time. That is not the best move, okay? Not the best move, especially if you're trading longer term. If you're trading longer term, there's no point of adding in your sum total at one time. By doing that, all you're doing is simply increasing your risk, okay? Because if you don't have experience in trading with large sum totals, not only will you become emotional and start to make dumb decisions, but you will also not make as much money, because if you would have just averaged that same amount in over a certain period of time, you would probably be at a lower dollar cost average and then make a higher return in the future. So, that's what we're looking at here. I'm going to go ahead and pull out this Fibonacci level. As we can tell, we are down at the 7-8. We are below these 7-8-6 levels, okay? Below. These are the 7-8s. We are below. Where are we? Yeah, so we're in between. This is, it's something, man, looking at this. So, right here we need to be careful. We need to be very careful. If it breaks below this previous low right here, this previous very low right here, then it's not the best. Okay, to be completely honest, it's not the best, but that's okay. What we want to see is a consolidation within this range here, this range and this range, for a longer period of time, until we start to see the other coins move as well. Okay, once we see the other coins move, we're going to see a spike. Now, it gets really important. If we continue to drop, it would be a very, very wise move very wise move to average in, okay, if we drop more. If we spike, it would be a wise move to wait for confirmation, because we can drop again. We could drop again and get these lower prices. We want to snag the lowest price possible in order to maximize our returns, okay, my friends? It's very important. Even a cent can change your entire portfolio by tens of percentages if this is spiking hundreds, okay? See what I'm saying? 1 cent can matter. You want to be very, very strategic, especially if you're day trading. Now, if you're long-term trading, it doesn't really matter, to be completely honest. You want to just get in at a price that you are comfortable knowing that, all right, I'm getting this now for a discount because in the future, it's going to go higher. Got it? That's what the mindset should be with long-term investing. With short-term investing, you really got to pinch pennies, because those pennies matter, and you got to get out on the dot. Day trading, you got to get out on the dot. Day trading's different, though. If we were day trading, we'd be looking around these 2 hourly candles just to get a generalization of what's going on today, because we'd be trading intraday, which means day to day. We would be catching these moves. Higher, comes back down, higher. Now, look at this. There's an easy way to see that it was going to bounce off of that, and that is grabbing this trend line and moving it right up to here. What happens here? It's going to bounce off. So you get in and you catch the meat of this move. Now, that's day trading, and there's a lot of money to be made. Now, in the crypto markets, it's probably not worth it because of all the taxes, short-term capital gains, and whatever not you got to pay, especially if you're trading off exchange. You have to track every transaction that you make. It's really not worth it. But with futures, you can trade with leverage, with contracts, and you can make a lot of money in little moves like this. If you're interested in any of that, shoot me an email, mycryptomoves@gmail.com. The link will be in the description, or my Gmail will be in the description. So if you have any questions about futures or the course or trading in general, feel free to reach out, because I love answering your questions. We can hop on a call if needed. So, Crypto Bean is 69. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.